10 o'clock. All right, are we ready?
I'm not. I've got my old one, but I was trying to get into the new one.
Okay. Tammy has told me now. Chuck is telling me as well. It's 10 a.m. Good morning. I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Rains County Commissioners Court to order on August 13th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Let the record show that a quorum of commissioners is present. Those present being Commissioner Cook, Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Northcutt, and myself, Commissioner Young. Judge Hilliard is out of town today. This meeting has been duly called, and the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. With that being said, the meeting being called to order, if you don't mind, would you rise with us and let's do our pledges and our invocation? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
And then Jim.
You'll join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning and we just ask that you would lead us, you would guide us, that you would forgive us. We're thankful for your Son. We pray for a spirit of wisdom and keep us from error and protect us from the evil one. Father, I pray for all our employees and all our residents. And I know there's people that have health issues and things going on in their lives. I lift them up to you and we give you the glory for all of it. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so to start court here, we'll start with public testimony. I currently just have 3. So if you'd like to speak, there's a form in the back. If you don't mind, get it filled out, and we will bring you up here in the order they were given to me, and we'll get 5 minutes. And just remember, I know sometimes we know these rules, sometimes we forget them. I have people say, hey, when people are talking during open testimony, why don't y'all ever say anything back? We're not allowed to. Okay, so during public testimony time, that's a time for you to say whatever you need to say to us. And we're not allowed to respond during that, but if it is something that you would like on the next agenda or something you'd want us to discuss, get with one of us, your commissioner, the judge, whoever, and we'll figure out a way to get that on an agenda and get it addressed for you. Okay. So that being said, we'll start first with Miss Suzette Rogers. Come on down. You need all 5 minutes? Okay.
Suzette Rogers, 1960 RS County Road, 425 per year. Become stronger eventually.
Hey, Suzette, would you pull that down just a little bit?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine.
Wonderful. I just want to bring up 2.5 years ago when the battery storage came up across the road. Asked that you guys implement strict regulations to the battery storage. Anyway, strict regulations towards battery storage, not just the minimum requirements that are out there. It was brought up again back in February of this year. And I want to thank you guys for getting a fire marshal and a safety engineer, because that's a great start. But now I need to know, where do we stand on writing regulations? June 13th, we were sent a document of Hill County and the regulations they put in place. So I'd like to know if, I know you're not going to answer today, so I'd like it to be put on the agenda for the next meeting or the one after that for a status of where we stand in writing stricter regulations, not the minimum. Rains County citizens, the citizens in surrounding counties, our lives depend on you, and we trust you with our lives. So we need to look at not just the minimum requirements, but the strictest, highest requirements. And now we've got the fire marshal and we have the safety engineer. I'd like to see if we can move forward They're supposed to start their construction in October. We have, as far as I know, there's nothing in place yet. So I know they may put it off till January, but we need to get started now. We have 2.5 years to work on this. And if any citizens need to help you, we'll be glad to do that. You know, we know it's a lot for you guys to handle. So thank you, and you'll put it on the agenda for discussion next time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, next, Miss Lisa Kruger.
My name is Lisa Kruger. I live at 2085 R.S. County Road 1410. I'm the school board as my commissioner. Thank you for letting me speak today. I wanted to give an update about the books in the library that we are auditing. I went through 1,600 books, and it seems like our library has 110 for reconsideration. In August, we will have 3 that are up for review. We follow the process, but the process is really slow. There are a limit on how many books that we can ask for reconsideration. That's a total of 5. The library board only meets 5 months a year, so that's a total of 25 books. With 110 books, that's going to be a lot. And you guys are going to have to look at me and listen to what the struggle is. Many people have said that coming up here and reading the books, the portions of the books in the library is untoward. And I'm saying it's not my words, it's the author's words. And I don't understand why our library wants to have books that are sexually explicit. I can't use the word pornography, pornographic, but they need to be moved. And the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the books are curated by the government. Our tax dollars buy those books. And libraries are allowed to remove books however they want to, for whatever reason. They're not demanded to stay there. So I sent everybody an email to let you know the books that I am going to reconsider in August. And I also sent you a copy of the 110 books. On this list, there are 3 books that are not allowed to be in our Texas prison system. So explain to me why they can't be in the Texas prison system, but they can be curated in our minor section of the library. That's my big beef, and I can't believe that Rains County residents will tolerate this. And so I handled all this through email. I don't know whether you got it, whether you read it, whether you trashed it, but I would at least like a little bit of respect, and when I text you or I call you or I email, that it's not been put in the trash, because this is important to me and it's important to the RPT, and it will be coming up in the next legislative session. I talked to Cole Hefner and he's on board with this, and I know Angela Paxton is too. So, like I said, I will treat you with respect if you will respectfully listen to what I have to say and the research that I have done. So, thank you.
Thank you.
And the reason I group text or took in is a form that you write.
Okay, we do have one more speaker, but we're going to wait till we get that agenda item, correct? Suzette, yes. I already asked you. I was making, everybody else knows. All right. No presentations, so we'll move into new business things. And first under that agenda item there is the consent calendar. And so you'll see in there the different documents and things that were provided to us. There are no correct line item budget transfers.
No, sir. Or budget amendments.
Sorry, line item transfers or budget amendments.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Have a motion to approve consent agenda as provided.
Second.
Got a second. All right. Anybody got questions, concerns? All right, now's the time we talk about it if we need to. Nope. All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So that motion passed unanimously. All right, moving along, we have action items. First action item, number 1, is to discuss, take action, and to approve the final plat for Clark's Outpost Survey, A81, Rains County, Texas, Lot 1, 2.5 acres.
Move to take action and approve. Let me get to it. Sorry. Clark's Outpost Survey, the plat for Clark's Outpost Survey.
I got a motion. Is there a second?
I have a question.
Second. You need a second?
I have a question.
Say second. We need a second.
Yes.
Second.
Sir.
Now,
All right.
discussion.
Motion by Commissioner Northcutt, second by Jones. Yes. What's your question?
It says lot 1, 2.5 acres, but my plat shows 5.2 acres. So I just wanted to make sure that.
There's my list of stuff. That's agenda in front of me.
We're looking at the right one.
Jason's here. Jason, can you help us out on that? Or his question?
Commissioner correct, Cook's correct, it's 5.2 acres. That may be just transposing a number, maybe on agenda. That was Miss Clark and her husband were actually planting this in one big lot for taxing purposes because they own the 1 acre tract and acquired the 4 acres in the west, and they weren't divided into parcel.
Gotcha. You're good with this?
Yes,
I'm good.
Thank you, Jason.
Just correct that or not?
Yeah.
Just correct it in the.
I think the most appropriate thing to do in this case right here would be to Lori, just because it's a typo, but it's also the way it's presented. I think for the record, Mandy, it would be best if she amended her motion to make that change.
Okay.
So if you would read that back and just change it to the appropriate acreage.
I would like to amend the final plat for Clark's Outpost Survey to read 5.2 acres instead of 2.5 acres.
So we have an amended motion.
Second.
Got it? Yes, sir. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right. Item number 2 is to discuss, take action to approve the takeover of Phase 1 roads in the Cedar Creek Estates subdivision in Point.
Move to approve the takeover of Phase 1 roads in Cedar Creek Estates.
A motion? I'll second. I would like to, I had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Lennon. He did say that Ronnie would have some information. Ronnie, would you just tell us a little bit?
Does anybody, I have the Phase 1 plats, anybody else need to look at it? Nope. Jim? Nope.
If Ronnie's looked at it, I'm good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What we got is due to our new subdivision rules and policy in 2022 and 2024, which was when the roads were put in. Those roads did meet our specifications that were in the policy. They are are 20 foot wide, at least. The beginning of the entry is 30 feet wide, which is above and beyond what we require. And it's ended up being a 3-inch cap instead of a 2-inch cap, which is above and beyond what we require out of our policy. And the base is supposed to be 22 feet wide with the 5-inch compacted, and it is 24, so it was above and beyond there with the 5-inch compacted base supporting that 3-inch cap. And according to our policy, that's what was required, and they met the requirements in order to bring it into county maintenance. On a side note, there'll be other phases that will be coming in as well. So we'll have more detail on some of the other phases as well once they come to court and for the approval. At this point, just on a side note, you've got several homes in there that are generating $2,700 to $4,700 a year in taxes. And with that amount of roads that are in there, that will take care of the maintenance on those roads.
Can I say that I spoke with Sherry McCall, and that's correct. With each home, there's 30 lots out there, and estimated about 60K times 30 lots is $1,800,000 or $1,800,000. So that it generates in taxes. So about 45. I'm reading this right. 45,500 in the levy for the county, but that doesn't include school or emergency services. So, correct, taking those roads over would be that they can afford to do that, right? We can afford to maintain the roads with that kind of tax money coming in. So, if I'm saying all that right, but anyway, yeah. And speaking with them, I know that we've hounded them pretty good, like holding their feet to the fire. And of course, Mr. Lennon's here, and they have went above and beyond on the roads. And things that have been discrepancies, they are taken care of. And Corey and Ronnie have spoke with them several times. Right? And if Rodney would like to say anything, he's more than welcome to.
No, y'all have covered well. I appreciate y'all's support for our project. Thank y'all.
Ronnie, approximately how many miles of road is this? You know?
You would say it's 1.6 on one side. I'd say 1.6. It's 1,667 feet on one side, and I believe you got about the same amount on the other side as well. The 5441, I think it's at 2,300 feet, and then the 5440 is a little over 1,667 feet. And I'll be adjusting. I would have to adjust our CRI as well. If we get this approved now, then I'll have time to get it into our road mileage for the CRI for TxDOT, our county road in. I'll have to adjust it by the 31st of August.
And they do have really good covenants, and so just for the public and for me, this was my first time to take over any roads in a subdivision, but I talked with EDCOG addressing, and we just have to get a copy of our minutes and name the road. And I think we had talked about probably naming the road County Road
4440
4440
and 4441.
4441. And once we turn the minutes in, they actually contact all the residents and with the address change. So that was exciting. It was for me. I'm sure it will be for you too. We don't have to contact each resident. But anyway.
Do you have any apprehensions with future construction traffic or anything like that?
Okay, so, and I've had that conversation with Rodney and Chad as well. They're going to even come into a hot mix asphalt on the next set of plans with the laydown machine, which is going to be even more long-lasting surface. So they're going to improve that as well.
Jim, was that your question, or was it more about future construction tearing up the current road.
You know, getting to phase 2 and 3. We're
Driving
gonna have
through
a lot
phase
of,
one.
lot of big stuff driving on phase 1.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to see a little distress on it. You're seeing that a little bit now. That's why we're asking them to go up even to the hot mix with the laydown, and it'll support that construction. It's not a fix-all. It's not anything that's going to deter any damage. I mean, you do have construction vehicles, even our vehicles will cause damage.
Garbage trucks.
And garbage trucks too. I think
But they've already went above and beyond even on phase 1. So.
right. I mean, they're showing that they've met the requirements and the specifications. So it's up to us, up to the court to decide whether or not to bring them into county maintenance.
I guess I'm asking for your opinion.
Okay, my opinion is they've got a couple of spots, which any road you'll find spots that are going to get soft and damaged, and they're going to repair that and move forward from there. The drainage issues are all good. They had the hydraulic study done, and they had bolts installed based on that for the ones that are controlling the water and the flooding, and it's holding up really well, actually. You've got how many houses? I think they have 12 houses out there right now. And you're not seeing very minimal damage at all. So. And we've also asked them to go ahead and in future projects, go ahead and pull a bond. So if anything happens or the roads didn't get completed, that the county has a bond that they can relinquish and finish the roads. So they're saying, okay, we're going to go ahead because the other bond is closed out now because they finished this phase 1. And once they finish their phases, the court will release the bond. The court release the bond for phase 1.
So your feeling of it is you think it's an appropriate thing to go ahead and take over the road.
Yeah, and you've got your revenue source right there as well. That will help maintain, whatever damage comes at this point, whether it's construction. You can't say there's not going to be any damage.
Right.
You know, it's construction. We got 80,000-pound vehicles. You got cement trucks coming in there for construction, and of course you have your weekly ritual of garbage disposal. These are things to be
UPS,
considered.
FedEx, all of them.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Ron.
Ron. Okay, item number 3 is to discuss, take action to approve the purchase of 8 LifeVac airway clearance devices.
Oh, I make a motion to discuss and approve the LifeVac airway clearance devices.
We have a motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion?
Those are the Weston Mandrell Foundation. They are the choking devices. And I would like to have 8 placed in all of our county buildings going forward. If we can afford it, and talking to our auditor, she thinks that we can take that out of our courthouse building fund or restoration fund that we had set aside, but going forward, since we're going for a grant, we're going to take that money and use it for safety devices for the county offices. So,
And real quick too, right, for transparency, these devices, we are, currently have a motion a second to approve purchasing 8 of them. They are $70 a piece for a grand total of $560.
and it is based here in Rains County.
Yeah, it's so the Weston Mandrell Foundation, if you don't know, it was created after a family here in Rains County lost, I think it was 2-year-old to a choking event, And I do know if you watch if you check into their foundation much at all, there are many lives being saved with these little babies by using these devices. So I think it's good. You know, the county's moving in a direction where we're putting AEDs in buildings, and I think this is good as well. So, any more discussion? All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 4 is discuss take action to approve the U.S. Bank Equipment Exchange Amendment. I will actually make that in a form of a motion that we approve that.
Second, sorry.
Got a motion and a second. Do we know what this is? Is everybody caught up to speed with what's going on?
Tammy, that's on the,
I know what it is, yeah. Do y'all have any questions, or do you want me to go ahead and explain it?
You explain it.
Okay. Whenever we first originally went with the changing of U.S. Bank, Budget Business had an error on their half. And because we'd already made a lease payment, U.S. Bank would not lower or change the lease. So they are giving us, they're not giving it to us. They are providing us an additional copier. So they claim they are not making any money off of it because it was their mistake. But we are still going to have to pay for the lease on our portion of it. So it is just amending the number of copiers and removing a printer that was actually the appraisal districts. Right, Diana? Yes.
yes.
Any more discussion? All right. Got a motion and a second. All in favor of approving this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. These are the ones, right? I'm going to take a break between reading this one. All right. Item number 5 is discuss take action to approve authorization to issue requests for proposal for administrative services, or RFP, and request for qualifications for engineering services, RFQ, for grant community application and implementation services for Texas Community Development Grant Program for fiscal year 2027 and or fiscal year 2028, Community Development Fund as administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture. This approval will allow for publication in newspapers. And I will make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Second by Cook. Ms. Hopkins, would you tell us what this is, please?
Sure. We applied for this grant last year, $750,000 roadway grant. We did not get it because we were 15th in line, only 12 got in. Our poverty rate was too low on the scoring scale to get in. And this year we're hoping to get in on it. John McAfish came today. He is a wealth of knowledge on the CDBG grant, and he would like to share a little bit.
Yes,
We're stop short of wealth of knowledge, but I do know a little. First, I want to thank Lori and Jeremy and Christy all. We've had a lot of discussion about this recently. There's a lot of moving parts with this. This is a biannual grant, comes around every 2 years from TDA. Rains County's been successful with it before many times. The last couple of times, it hasn't gone as well. And the reason for that is the poverty rate in the county keeps going down. So there are some reasons for that. We've had some discussions about it, and I think we're going to move forward, maybe work with Todd a little bit on how we might help bring those poverty rate numbers around to where they're better. The main reason that I feel like the county should apply this round, you're out of funding range if we just look at on paper. But there are several communities above you in scoring that can't support the application or aren't going to apply. The number brings you into scoring range if all those things happen. So it's a 2-phase application. Phase 1 is very simple, very little work at all to do, and no cost to the county. We should at least submit for the phase 1. If you're invited to phase 2, you're going to be funded. We'll see how many of those that score above you don't apply, and see where you end up. It's $750,000, super low match, 2% for a county, which is unheard of. All softer infrastructure in your low to moderate areas, income areas. So water, wastewater, streets, roads, drainage, things like that, things you can hardly ever find money for. In the meantime, Jeremy and Lori and I will work on some ways to get the poverty level numbers back in where they need to be. It's based on census data. We got to get people to respond to the census is basically what it boils down to. But let's get to phase 1 in. What we want you to do today is to authorize Lori for Chrissy to issue the RFPs and the RFQs. That's to hire an administrator and an engineer, which is required. No cost to the county on that, except for the newspaper ad, whatever that costs.
What's the time frame? We're looking at months, years?
It's a 2-year
2 years.
period. You'll be funded, if it depends on what round you're funded in. It can be as little as 1 year, as much as 2. But it takes about that long to develop a project anyway, so it's probably a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Christy, you need to add anything else to that?
Nope, perfect. Just the 2% would be 15,000.
All right. Anybody got any more questions for Christy? All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 6, discuss take action on a resolution for the LEPC grant, no match. And this grant is for emergency management equipment. I'll entertain a motion for that one.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Cook, second. Frank?
Second.
Second by Jones. All right. Christy, fill us in again, please, ma'am.
Alright, this is a grant we apply for every year, and usually we stay in the $22,000 range. That's the where they want us to stay. It is for emergency management equipment, so we're hoping to do 2 in-car radios. We already received last year 2 portable radios, and these are radios for the new system. Computer equipment, and possibly, if we get permission, Starlink and cell booster for the emergency trailer.
And that's a $22,000.
Yeah,
Max.
we're gonna try. Well, no, not necessarily max. That's just kind of a sweet spot that they want you to stay around.
Okay.
So last year we got $21,720. So just in
Okay.
general, we stay around 22.
And no match.
No match.
Even better.
Any more questions? All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. But wait, there's more. Number 7. Discuss take action on the resolution for the Senate Bill 22, SB 22 grant, no match. This grant is assist with pay of officers and jailers.
Move to approve.
Have a motion to approve.
Second.
Here's what I found.
Second by Commissioner Cook. We all know what it is, but go ahead.
All right,
You're the boss.
The sheriff's office will get $350,000 to support salaries. The state has a minimum salary requirement under this grant for deputies and jailers, and we've met that, and it helps to keep them competitive with surrounding agencies. So there's no match, $350,000. Any money left at the end of the year is allowed to use for equipment.
And it's a use it or lose it thing, right? If we spend 300,000 of it, the state.
Otherwise, you're sending money back.
Yeah. I had one question on it. I think I'm right, but I'm often told that I'm not. Was this one of those things when they initially did this, wasn't a 3-year guarantee? And then were they doing this in 3-year runs?
2 years.
Yes, 2.
It is
2-year runs?
the biannual. It is not any kind of guarantee. It is renewed every 2 years. So we are in the second. This is going to be the second year of the second biennium. So
And Tammy, don't you keep that separate?
yes,
Keep
everything
those
is separate. There's separate pay
Just in
codes.
case
It
it
is in
goes
a
away.
separate fund. The money is invested separately.
Okay.
And Christy and I have a lot of fun with the auditor for it.
Let's make
Did I phrase that nicely?
a record of that Corey was wrong again. All right. Any more questions? I know that's huge. That's huge for our sheriff's department for sure. So, all right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Here we go. Number 8, discuss and take action on a resolution for the feral hog grant. There's no match. This grant will provide, for 1, extra trap for feral hogs, 4 repair kits, and cellular camera capabilities for tracking. Commissioner Cook.
I will make that motion.
That's his baby. So we got a motion by Cook, second by Jones. Hey, Jeremy, I asked you this morning. Why don't you tell the public what you're doing with this?
We got 3 of these pig rig traps in December of 2024. And the plan was to give them to the AgriLife extension agent. He retired about 15 minutes after we got the traps, so I became the county pig trapper. I have a lot of fun. We've caught 824 pigs in the last year and a half. It's a great service. I mean, if you think what those 824 pigs would have turned into. Got to meet a lot of landowners. They're very appreciative. It's a lot of work just to keep them set up and cleaned out, but the traps are amazing. Like I said, landowners are appreciative. It also gives me a chance to explain how the county works to all these folks. It's a great community bring together tool. The cameras that we're asking for, a lot of these traps get set in the middle of nowhere, and it takes a lot of time to drive to check the trap. So if we have a camera with cellular capability, I can sit at my desk and see if there's any pigs in it before I go get them. It's just very helpful. It's amazing how the word spreads. People call all the time for traps. So we haven't advertised it, but if anybody would like a trap, get a hold of me and we can get you hooked up.
And Jeremy won't say it, but that guy spends his own fuel, his own vehicle, and does all that stuff.
I also bring along helpers from time to time.
Yeah. We went one time and I was bummed, man. I think we drove 3 trees down the side of your truck, and anyways, had the lady there actually get out there and help us, and we got stuck and had to get a tractor. Her tractor was out, so it was quite entertaining. So this was an agenda item that we had someone who wanted to speak specifically on. So Christy, I'm gonna let Suzette come up and take your spot for just a second, see what she has to say, and we'll see if we can answer some questions for you, Suzette. Okay.
I wanted to know, I'm not opposed to it in the least bit, but I wanted to know if they were used, if they were available for use for private use, which you answered yes, and I appreciate that. And do we contact AgriLife? That was my next one. Who do we contact if we need one? I don't need any, but I think the public needs to know about it, so that's my question.
Yeah.
Who do we contact?
You can call AgriLife, but they'll call me.
He is Rains County's pig wrangler. Jeremy Cook.
Better writing, I can't read this stuff. Since they are county traps, and I'm not gonna, this is gonna sound offensive, I don't mean to. If it's going to, I don't mean to. Since they are county traps, and whoever is using them, are they gonna be able to use them for financial gain? So whoever catches these hogs, can they, since they're using county equipment, do they get to sell them to those hog buyers and for financial gain? Because the money should go back to the county since it's county equipment. And I don't mean to sound offensive because I didn't know you were the hog wrangler or whatever.
No, but I do sell the pigs. The money that's generated doesn't cover the cost of the corn or the fuel or the time or the whatever. It just kind of offsets some of the expenses a little bit.
Is there an audit to confirm that?
No,
Probably should be.
sure.
It's county equipment, the county's money.
Or we could go the other way and just let people have the traps.
And that's what I was wondering. Because I have someone who can do the trapping if I need to.
If they did, though, they would realize the last gentleman that got the trap, I said, it's summertime, I don't want to mess with them. I took him the trap. he caught 2 loads of pigs, and he said, "Come and get your trap." He's like, "I don't want to mess with this anymore."
That's fine.
Um,
And the last part was actually about public notification, because I didn't know we had any. And I don't know who else out here in the county does know that, so maybe something should be posted quarterly in the newspaper so people can read that there's equipment that the county can use, that private citizens can use, that's county equipment. So, I don't know, just an idea that, quarterly something's little blurb in the newspaper to let know.
That's a great idea. Do you think we should put it on the county website, maybe?
Could be. I mean, I don't know where, I didn't know we had any. Again, I don't have any hog problems, I'm thankful for that, but I'm sure, and I've seen them out there, so I know other people do have. So you answered most of them, and I appreciate it.
Real quick, without too much of business, what's an ER trip cost these days, too?
out of pocket is $2,400, but a total is about $22,000. Well,
And you still have your leg, though. We're grateful for that. He still has a leg. Okay. Any other questions?
we'll post pictures of the scars on the county website as well.
You can't smell it that good from the county website, though.
Can I ask a question? It says cellular camera capabilities for tracking. So that's not that we're getting cameras. We're just getting the capability for tracking. We're only getting like a
No,
cellular.
it's cameras.
Oh, it is
There's going to be
cameras.
8 cameras with a solar and a battery bank. It just comes with like a little panel that sits by it and a battery bank that's attached to the back of it.
Oh, awesome.
And it's and it has cellular.
Oh, awesome.
It will more than likely send pictures when it's tripped or activated. When something goes across it, you'll be able to see what's in there. And again,
Great.
when Jeremy's running all over the county chasing these things down, it would be convenient. It'd be very convenient. So.
And how much was it one more time? 2,400?
No, this one, we have to stay under, we don't have to, but if you want to get the grant, we stay under $10,000. Last year we got like $9,667, $9,676.67. So you just gotta stay right under 10.
Okay. We have a motion and a second for item number 8. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Don't go anywhere, Christy. Item number 9, discuss take action on the resolution for House Bill 3000, HB 3000 grant, no match. This grant is for $350,000 for a Hopkins County EMS ambulance to serve Rains County.
Move to approve a grant for $350,000 for Hopkins County EMS ambulance to serve Rains County.
Got a motion? Need a second?
Second.
Commissioner Jones with a second. Christy, you're up.
So this will be a pass-through grant. If we get it, we will have a agreement with Hopkins County EMS, and they will purchase the ambulance. Anything over the $350,000, they'll pay for, of course. We applied for it last year, but we weren't first in line. We just applied for it because it was brand new. We didn't know if the rules were going to fall that they were going to be able to get 2, but so.
So I do want to just say, because you only have to do this job for so long before one agenda item gets 3 phone calls and 2 emails to us, right? So I do want to say this. It says Hopkins County EMS. That's because that is the ambulance provider that services Rains County. So it is not to go to Hopkins County. It is for ambulance for Rains County. They're just our provider in that case. Is that correct?
Correct. I'll steer them.
Yeah. All right. So we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Everybody good? All right. Motion is second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 10 is to discuss, take action on the resolution and certification for the Bridging Immigration-Related Deficits Experienced Nationwide Grant. There's no match, and this grant is for equipment for the sheriff's office. Looking for a motion here.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Cook. Is there a second?
Second.
We'll give it to Lori. Second by Commissioner Northcutt. All right. Tell us again, please, ma'am.
Okay, so it's just for equipment, sheriff's office equipment, so, they want to apply for a, jail transport truck, to replace the current truck they have. I believe that they can get fit in their budget, so that's what they're wanting to do with that.
Okay.
Do we have a dollar amount of that grant, or is it just gonna depend on?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be around 85,000, but that's not an exact amount.
Okay. We have a motion, a second. All in favor, or any other discussion? Everybody good? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. That motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Okay. Item number 11 says to discuss, take action to approve the contract with East Texas Heating and Air Conditioning as an additional supplier. Commissioner Jones.
Yes, I'd like to make that form of a motion to approve them, add them to our list. We've got several, and we can just get us a good base and good variety of contractors.
Second.
Make that the form of a motion to add them to our list as an additional supplier.
All right, motion by Commissioner Jones, second by Northcutt. All in discussion at all? If you read through it, it's our small contract thing. They're just proving they have the insurance and things, making sure that licenses, insurance, all that kind of stuff. So if there's no more discussion on it, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 12. Discuss, take action to approve an agreement between Park Hill and Rains County. This agreement is for architectural services, and the scope of work is to provide an assessment and documentation of repairs needed on the courthouse to obtain a grant with the Texas Historical Commission or Texas Historical Society in fiscal year 27-28. Commissioner Jones.
Okay, I'll make this in the form of a motion that we accept this agreement with Park Hill to provide us the documentation and assessment of a courthouse, which is tied to the grant with the Texas Historical Society.
Second.
All right. Motion by Jones, second by Northcutt. Discussion?
Okay, this scope of work is they will come in and evaluate. If you look around the courthouse, we got a lot of windows that are deteriorating, a lot of plaster inside, everything. It's just deteriorating pretty rapidly. So Mr. Kmatsu with Park Hill their company is going to come out, do an evaluation, find out what's wrong, if something was done wrong on the last remodel and whatever. They're going to give us an evaluation printout, everything on it. The original evaluation is $15,000.
It's 11.5. The first one. Are you talking about architect?
This one's
Komatsu.
15,000 is the
15,000 is the original. He said the second one that may be all that we need to qualify for the grant with the state. The state originally set aside like $10 million, and we only used like 2.2 in the original remodel, and money's still available. And Christy, working with Christy on this, and the first thing we have to do to access the rest of that 10 million is to get this evaluation. And once we get that, I don't think there's a second part of it, and it only if the Texas Historical Society deems it necessary. And since we had it done, 08, 09, that I don't think they'll require us to have that one. If they require us to have that one, that would be a $65,000 expense. But we can take that since we put a pause on the windows, since that if the evaluation proves like we think it will, the 186 we set aside for the windows, we're still going to be under what we set aside for that, so we'll still be at 80,000. So we should be well within our guidelines for that. But we have to have this first, get the ball rolling, and Mr. Komatsu and his company are going to try to start the work sometime in September to get the evaluation so we can get on with the grant process.
So I had questions about this morning, and just to clarify, and I'll say it the way I understand it because my brain doesn't work as well as some of these other guys sometimes. So essentially, what we're doing is we're putting a hold. If y'all remember, we approved the windows to be replaced at a cost of $185,000. We're putting a stop on that. The question at the time was whether or not the windows were even done correctly to begin with, and so the plan now is to put a hold on that, not spend that 185, take some of that money out to use this company to verify whether or not things were done correctly, and then use that evaluation to pursue a grant to actually update the courthouse to try to fix the repairs. So essentially what Jim is saying is if we will pay the $15,000 as long as we approve it here shortly, to get that initial scope looked at. And then worst case scenario, if we have to pay them another $65,000, we still fall under the $185 we're initially going to spend to go after the grant to get it repaired. I think it's good business on our part, on the county's part to go after that. And
Right, because the 186 would have been right out of our pocket.
absolutely.
And this way we may, Mr. Komatsu didn't think that we would need to, but he said you never know, so he just wanted to continue to plan for it. So.
Okay. Any more discussion, questions? All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. Hey, good job. It's going to save us money. Okay. Item number 13. Consider and take appropriate action to establish a Rains County Employee Salary Review Committee for non-elected county employees and to appoint members to said committee, and further to define its scope of authority as advisory to the Commissioners Court in matters related to employee compensation, salary schedules, and recommended adjustments. And I'm going to say I would like to make a motion that we discuss this.
I will second it.
Second by Northcutt. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So this came up. It's come up in years past, and the reason it's come up is we do believe that across the county. It's funny, you'll never hear, I've never heard any of us complain about what we make, right? There are plenty of employees in Rains County that are severely underpaid. We have a significant amount of employees in Rains County that could leave Rains County, go to any of the other 4 counties that border us and make $15,000 to $20,000 a year more, right? So we know we're severely underpaid, but also that sometimes that occurs because you just have big priorities in the county. Being a business owner myself, right, our employees are our biggest investment. Some would argue roads, but you got to have good hands to do it, right? Nothing's more expensive than losing one and having to rehire and train another. And so this has come up before. I believe it was when Judge Wallace was here, we discussed it. We never did it. When Judge Hilliard was appointed, we discussed it. And then, what do you say? Like when he got on, it was like a freight train going fast.
Mm-hmm.
Just jump on and hang on for a minute. And so now the dust has kind of settled enough, and it being budget season and looking at what people are making comparative to not only our surrounding counties, because they are bigger than us, but counties comparable in size, population, and budget. It's again, they're still underpaid. And so if I recall correctly, and I wish the judge was here because he's a little bit deeper into this than I am. He threw it at me about a week ago and said, "Hey, get it done. Let's get it done before the budget." And it just won't happen. There's too many steps. And to be honest, I don't think I know enough about it to know that we would make the right action on it at this time. I know he's talked to Mr. Allison about it. And if I recall correctly, and again, I'm batting 0 for 1 today, but I think there's some pretty strict guidelines on size of the committee, who the committee members can be. I do think it has to be like so many citizens, maybe the judge probably, maybe it's another elected official, so many. And so that being said, I think if we made a motion on this today, we'd be coming back and fixing it. And so if do I?
So you want to table it?
Yeah, so if it pleases the court, I think it would be my opinion that we table this until we can really sit down and have definite parameters on the way we need to set this up so that we're not spinning wheels and doing things that don't need to be done. Ronnie?
If you allow me to speak, back in 2019, we had a salary committee put together a policy. And you'll find it's filed in the county clerk's office. You'll see that you don't have to reinvent the wheel on that policy. If you pull up that policy, you'll see it's in March 26th of 2019 it was approved. And you'll see a proportionate wage and grade, entry level and stuff of that nature inside that policy.
How many did you have on that committee?
We had 2 elected, we had 2 department heads, and then we had 2 just some workers, the employees. We had 6. And I think out of those, we needed more because due to the schedule. So, because sometimes you had 2 or 3, you didn't have 4 or 5. So
I think the requirement now is 9, is what I read.
9.
So thanks for that, Ronnie. I think even, Ronnie saying that solidifies my opinion on this. I think we should go back. Let's pull that policy. Let's look at it. And we don't just think we should. I think we have to do it. But I'd like to make a motion that we table this until we can review that policy and establish the exact parameters that we need to pursue that.
Do you want it in the next agenda?
Let's do that. So I just want to make that in the form of a motion that we table this for now.
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. All right, item 14 says discuss and take action on temporarily appointing Brent D. Hilliard as the Rains County Floodplain Administrator until further notice, and I will make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, or do we need discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
So can I say this, because it says temporary, I think because we're waiting for someone else to take that position? Emergency management, fire marshal.
No, I think it's just the circumstances we're presented with at this very moment. We need a floodplain coordinator here at the present time.
But it does fall under the emergency management.
Yes.
Emergency management, okay.
He would just be the acting Rains County Floodplain Administrator until further notice. I felt like I did okay. Did we vote on that?
Not yet.
Oh, Lord. All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. So that completes all the new business stuff. No executive session. Brings us down to court discussion and proposed agenda items. Anybody have anything they would like to say? Obviously we can't make decisions on it, but if there's something, statements, comments, future agenda items, any of that stuff, now is your time.
Just our budget workshops. That will be heading our direction. But we haven't set any dates,
Yes, we
correct?
have
Yes.
next Commissioners Court, the
Next
next
Commissioners
2 Commissioners Court, and the second court in September. We're planning on adopting the budget and tax, setting the tax rate then.
Perfect.
So since I project well, her question was about the budget. Ms. Rogers had the same question. the plan is to currently, the plan would be that on the regular meeting on August 27th, we will have regular court meeting. We will also discuss county budget. Will also be a public hearing that day.
Yes.
Okay. We'll have a
Yes.
public hearing that day also, right, where you can come in, speak your 2 cents. In which case, in public hearings, right, we'll open up to a public hearing where you then can come speak. We can converse back and forth about it. So different from just a public forum, but that public hearing, we'll be able to have some discussion back and forth. 27th, and then it'll be again on September the 10th. And then that's the plan. Anything else? Ma'am?
Agenda, put it on there for the regulation.
Yes, I have it to discuss best regulations, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. I have some, so we'll deal with that in a second. Anything else? Tammy? No? Good. All right, well, if there is nothing else to discuss, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion? Got a second?
Second.
Got a motion, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Court's adjourned. We should have done Judge Wolf's thing, right? All in favor, shut your computer. Thank y'all. Hey, listen, thank y'all for bearing with me through this deal. First time.
You did a good job.